Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the NECA Toys Series 15 Predator, AVP Temple Guard Predator. That's right, I'm in the middle of taking a look at all three figures in this brand new AVP Predator. Comes in blister card packaging that's got that really nice kind of AVP movie deco going on. When you rotate the box around to the back side, we get a backstory on these three particular Predators, and we get an image showcasing all of those figures. So let's go ahead and remove our Temple Guard from the box and take a closer look at him. So, just like with the Ancient Warrior Predator that I've already taken a look at, I'm really impressed with this particular figure, just immediately pulling him out of the box. And I really felt that way across this whole wave, so I'm sure I'm getting a little repetitious as I'm reviewing each of these figures, but these are seriously just some really well-made figures, and you can feel that immediately upon pulling them out of the box. And what's really nice is while they all have a very similar look with the kind of style of their bodies and the color schemes of their skin tone and everything being very similar, they have enough differences going on that makes them stand out from one another. This particular Predator here, you'll notice that all of his armor bits are a bit different from what we saw on our Temple Guard. That one had that really cool kind of almost metallic blue look, while this one's got a very silvery look, but it's got this real kind of like a rustiness to it. And you can kind of see this rust color down here, especially on like the sheath for his sword, but you really start to see it when you come up here on the wrist gauntlets. They look very silver, you know, they got this nice shine to them, but you can really start to see kind of like the wear, especially like on the insides here. It's real subtle, but it's really nice because of that. It has a very realistic look. You can really kind of see it on the control panel here on his gauntlet, but it's just got this really cool, like this, almost like this rusty type look to it. The same thing can be seen on the little shoulder pauldron there, but what really stands out, of course, is his unique mask. So the mask on this is really kind of got that rusted over look to it. It's got almost a bronze effect going on there, which is really cool. It gives it a very kind of used or worn look, which I really like, but also makes it stand out quite a bit. It's a great sculpt. You can see the design is different from what we saw with our Ancient Warrior there. Different shape to the face part. I also love kind of the design up here on the top. Almost has a bit of like a trilobite type of look, right? Kind of like a fossil. It's really neat looking. I like that with the little rifts and everything going back. Again, great textures that are worked in here that are just brought out tremendously by kind of that metal flaky look on there, as well as that rust color. So really, really love the overall look of the mask on this particular guy. And he's got a lot of really great details, of course, just like we saw with the other Predators in this particular series. Again, he's got that great kind of tribal looking necklace type thing on here. Gotta love the skin tone. It does have like kind of that glossy look, so it looks like a scaly reptilian skin. Got the netting there, which is fully painted. Nice black color all the way around. You can just see just lots of great details worked into all of the armor bits. Love all of the little details around his belt there, which is really cool. All these little gadgets and everything that are hanging off of his belt. And you'll also notice that his wrist bracers are a little bit different. He's got these extra pieces on the bottom, which are for some clip-on blades that I'm going to show you in just a bit. Also, just like we saw with the Ancient Warrior, this one does include the great little panel on there that does have the ability to open up, which reveals a nice little kind of control panel on the inside, which is beautifully sculpted. I just love all of the tiny little details. I mean, the little details on these is just what makes these stand out and makes them so special. NECA has done a fantastic job with the sculpting on these guys, and the paint deco really brings out all of the great sculpt work on this. So he's got these little antenna pieces that are hanging off the mask, which we have seen before. And I talked about it in my Ancient Warrior review, and some folks did point out to me that there are supposed to be little holes that they plug into. So we got the little shoulder cannon here, and you can plug this onto his back. You can see he does have the two little slots there, so we can just easily pop those in there, and that's what attaches the shoulder cannon onto the Predator's back. It actually clips in really nice. You can see it holds pretty well. And then we've got the articulation on here, like you got the little lever that kind of moves up and down, so you can move the cannon around, which is really nice. It also slides forwards and backwards, just like that. So if you look at it, I guess these are the little holes. I don't know. It's really kind of hard to get the the wires back. So maybe I'm still doing this wrong. To be perfectly honest, I have always found it the easiest to just kind of take them and tuck them back, because they do stay behind the dreads pretty well, and that looks pretty good. So, you know, if you guys need to plug them in, I totally understand that. Hopefully you guys don't mind that I'm doing it this way. So let's go ahead and talk articulation here. It's very similar to what we saw with our Ancient Warrior and what we've been seeing with the Predators, but still worth going over, especially if this is your first time checking it out. The head is ball jointed. All of the tendrils are sculpted pieces, and you can see they are a bit pliable, but they do hinder the movement just a little bit when it comes to that shoulder cannon. It's kind of a common hindrance on a lot of Predator figures, so you will have that just a little bit. He does have ball joints at the shoulders, so the arms can go outwards. You can see the little shoulder armor there is flexible, so it doesn't get in the way. Swivels at the bicep. We have really nice double joints at the elbow, which is really, really cool, so you can get great bends in the elbow there. You got swivel at that wrist bracer, as well as the ball joints down here at the wrist, which is very nice. You got ball joint in the torso, as well as a swivel at the waist there. You do have ball joints at the thighs, which you can see there, so legs can go outwards. They can move forwards and backwards, as well as swivel. Great range of motion there. You got those great ball-like joints at the knees as well. So you got swivels, bends, real tight joints. You can kind of see they got that ratchet thing going on. So they really click into place, which is great for posing because they hold still. They're not too loose. They don't get wobbly or anything. And then we got the nice ball joints at the ankles, so the feet can roll all the way around. The joints are nice and tight on this, but not too tight. In fact, none of the joints were stuck on this guy, and he feels really solid, which is a huge plus. So like I can pose him around, and he feels like he's nice and sturdy. We're not going to have any issues with him there. You can get some decent poses out of him. Now, all of the Predators in this wave have a great range of accessories, but this particular Predator here really wins. He's got the most accessories out of all of them, so let's kind of run down those a little bit. We already talked about the cannon there that you can clip over the shoulder, which is a common weapon. We also do have the little dagger here, which comes in the sheath on the his calf, and he can hold that in his right hand. He does have a gripping hand for the right hand. The left hand is a closed fist, so we can place that in there. It's very similar to what we saw with our Ancient Warrior that we already took a look at there. And he's got a few other accessories that are shared as well with our Ancient Warrior. So we do have all of the little trophy pieces, which are just these tiny little skulls, which are very, very cool. You can kind of see them there. We've got 4 of those. They do have little hooks. You can kind of put those wherever you want to on there. You can see he does already have this kind of sash type thing that goes over his shoulder, which is really cool, and has some trophies on there. But if you want to, you can hang the little extra ones off of there as well. So that's really cool. Always a fun little accessory. We do have the Predator Blade weapon, which is always very cool. Great details on there. You can hold it in that open hand. You can kind of get it placed in the palm there, so you can get some cool throwing poses. And then he does have the 2 versions of the spear. Again, same what we saw with our Ancient Warrior Predator. So this is really cool because you've got the retracted version, the short version, and then you've got the full like extended version, which is very nice as well. Great sculpted details here, and he does also feature the little clip on his back right there, so you can clip the small one on his back if you want to, or you can put the long one in his gripping hand for some poses using that spear to fight off the aliens, the xenomorph warriors. So really cool. So the really fun thing with this particular Predator is the fact that he comes with so many different blades. He's got 3 different sizes of blades for his wrists, but his work a little bit different than what we saw with the other Predators. He's got 3 different sizes, but the only ones that really fit into the top wrist part are these little tiny ones. So you can see we got those there that we can kind of just pop into place, and then he's got these very small blades that go right there in the wrist, and they hold nice and tight. You know, they just pop into place. You can easily pop them back out of socket. They plug in there, which is very cool. Now, in addition to that, he also has 2 different sizes of blades, which are more meant for those little places that I showed you that are underneath the wrists. You will notice that the peg pieces are a little thicker on these, so if you wanted to try to put them in here, they're not really going to fit. They don't go into place, they stay kind of loose. These are meant to plug into this under place right there, so you can just plug in underneath the wrists on both sides, and it gives you the option to display them with these great blades popping out underneath his hands there, which he's the only Predator in this whole series that has that particular weapon, so that is very, very cool. And so like I said, you can either use those shorter ones or you can use these really long ones, which are very cool looking. So really great display options here, which I really like with this guy. And this is one of the things that NECA's doing with these that's a little bit different than what they've done before, is they're billing these as interchangeable pieces. So you can actually bring in Predators from the other So you can actually bring in your other Predator figures from Series 15 if you want to, and you can interchange the blades here. Now, of course, with the wrist blades being one size, he's really only going to be able to swap over the little small ones, but you can take the longer ones from some of the other Predators if you want to, and you can pop those on his wrist bracer just like that. It doesn't really match up too well with the underside, but still, you've got the option to swap those parts. So that is a pretty cool little feature, and just allows you to mix and match parts a little bit to build your own Ultimate Predator if that's something you want to do. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the brand new Temple Guard Predator, part of Series 15, the AVP wave from NECA Toys. Really great line of Predators. I'm a big fan of all three of these, and this is a really great one as well. I love all of the extra accessories he comes with. They work so well. The different blades are a really nice touch, and again, great design on that mask that's on his face. The articulation's nice, the figure's sturdy, great paint deco, and he looks fantastic when displayed alongside the other AVP Predators in this particular wave. So definitely worth tracking down, even if you weren't really a big fan of the AVP movie, because these figures are still pretty impressive on their own, and they will fit in great on your Predator shelf. So hey guys, make sure you stay tuned because I am going to be reviewing all three figures from this particular wave. And if you enjoyed this video, why not hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss out on a review. Until next time, my friends.